I decided late last year to actually just take a hiatus and walk away for a bit. I could see something coming. I could see two things happening in my life. One is I was always frenzied about whether I was looking at Facebook and whether I was looking at YouTube to find out what other people were doing, find out whether I was actually doing something correctly, find out as to whether somebody was liking what I was doing. Getting some feedback. Now, as a YouTube person and as a Facebook person, you will no doubt understand that when you click something, you are liking and showing affirmation. You are showing that what you are hearing and reading is something you agree with. Now, when people start to go through that cycle of approval and joining, networking, that approval of your existence is something that brings about a value, and it increases the worth, the value of the friendship, the association, the acquaintance. I've not met some people on the other side of the world and they're telling me how wonderful I am. I'm doing something to camera that appeals to people on the other side of the planet and they go, wow, that's fantastic. We really like what you're doing. But they've got no idea how I really feel about this sort of stuff because they haven't taken time to understand, to investigate the truth behind me. They haven't looked any further than the videos I've shown, and they've not really understood my feelings. Now, without stealing somebody else's words here, this is in actual fact a hobby. It's an interest. It's something I do just out of interest to move my life along. Around about 18 months ago, I decided to get out there and try to understand me a little bit more and project the artistic side of me a little bit and create things. I'd left off from my music creation a little bit and started to do little home video type things. Home videos, that's a word, isn't it? That's gone in the past. These videos that I make are about my existence here in Chiang Mai, and I love it here in Chiang Mai. And I wanted to share it with other people. But what I didn't bargain with is people actually forming an association with you and what I would then feel. It's great that people like what I'm doing. It's great that people are expressing their appreciation for what I'm doing, following me, giving me a thumbs up and making me their, subscribing to my channel and to the activities that I do. But I didn't bargain with the feeling that I would get from that, and that is, it's not the intrusion issue, it is the competition issue. Now, there are a few channels right now, and it seems quite timely that I'm coming back in on at this particular period of time talking about this, but the other item that I recognised was happening last year was that people are in a race. I don't know where they're going. They're actually trying to compete with each other, and they're trying to make something so fantastic. I don't know what the height of this scale is. I've got no idea as to what their target or their ideal dream would be to achieve, but it's certainly not mine. And as I say, when I started doing these videos, it was something for pleasure for me. I certainly didn't envisage me getting to 1,000 subscribers and getting to be able to do something like monetize. Well, that's a load of tosh, because there's no way I'm ever going to monetize, because there's no way that I'm, and once again to talk about some other channels, there's no way I am, not on the one hand qualified, but also not permitted to. And there's no desire in me. There never has been a desire in me. Now, the people who have actually taken time to look at my videos from the past over the last 12 months, there is one in particular I would draw your attention to. And that is, I will leave a link above, Rejecting Masculinity. Now, to all intents and purposes, I look like a man, I look masculine. I've got a shirt, a jacket, a haircut, a voice, a face that looks masculine. I've got a body that looks masculine. But my head, my mind, is rejecting masculinity for all of my life, and it's only this last few years that I've actually come to terms with the fact that I can be a male and I don't have to conform to the masculinity that goes on around me. Now, in that video that you'll see, the link above and in the description below, you'll see there or hear and watch me talk about the competitiveness of men that I rejected very early on in my life. Anything to do with balls was certainly out, but anything to do with competition, I just shoved, excuse the pun, to the sideline. I actually, made a real conscious effort to push competition away. I've never been competitive in my life. To compete with somebody over what's best, who's better, who's doing something more extreme than the other, who's doing something that's more likable, who's doing something that's more appreciated than the other, is not something I entertain. That is competition. And around me, I see these vloggers, and funnily enough, they're all men, and I would say they've all got no hair. They are competing so frantically, they're all falling out with each other, but what's more is they're upsetting the whole community because they are competing so voraciously. What for? What's the point? What's the purpose? Okay, there's money, something about money in there, but what's the point? It's because they've got the pissing up the wall competition. They've got to be who's best, who's better than the other. Now, to all you male vloggers out there, please consider this. Take a step back, relax, do not become part of this competitiveness and just vlog. Don't join that game. There's a game out there and I don't understand the point of it, and I don't think you should either. Just relax and chill and just vlog. But whatever you do, don't join the ranks of these people who are trying to compete and blow the numbers through the roof. For what reason? I've got no idea. Anyway, my rant is over. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
I've been out looking at places for some love, but everywhere I look, it points me back to you. Don't you say we got too crazy? A little mischief makes fun. You told me I was your favorite book. Was it true? Those good